The town of Skulltooth. This town is not big enough for us, said Darling Diablo, Neil Cruz. Darling Diablo was an outlaw from the state of Texas. He was wanted by the police in several states. They wanted to capture him for many different crimes. If you saw a wanted poster with his face, the poster usually said dead or alive. Darling Diablo was tired of running from the law, so he had gone somewhere the law did not exist. He had moved to Skulltooth, Oklahoma. In Skulltooth, he was able to make a nice living. He managed some card games and he bought and sold gold. Sometimes he helped smuggle weapons up from Mexico. It was a good life. He was free from fear. He did not worry about police knocking on his door. But sometimes strangers came to town. They wanted to take over. They wanted to be a big boss. They wanted to make trouble. Darling Diablo did not like that. He didn't want someone in charge of the town. If someone were in charge, things would become organized. If things became too organized, it would attract attention. Nobody in Oklahoma cared about Skulltooth. Everyone left the place alone. It was too small for the police to bother with. But if someone started making a lot of money, more people would move there. It was already growing faster than Daring Diablo wanted. We have to deal with this new character, he said to his wife. She was a Native American woman from the Cherokee Indian tribe. Her name was Aita, which meant first the dance. They lived together in a small log cabin. The cabin was on the edge of town. They owned several acres of land. Nobody ever came to visit them. But sometimes they would go into town for supplies. They knew the town had been changing. They had seen it growing quickly, and they knew it was because of a stranger, Earthquake Tex. Leave Earthquake Tex alone, she said, as she cooked some stew. He has only been here for 4 months. Soon he will become tired of this place. He will leave. I think so, darling, Diablo said. Clean is fault. Most of the criminals in town like to carry guns. Most carried handguns. Handguns or pistols were smaller and easier to walk around with, but darling Diablo did not care. A long rifle was more powerful. He was fast with his rifle. He was as fast with his rifle as most were with their handguns. But he never used his weapon unless he had to. He didn't want to kill anybody. When you kill a person, there is always trouble, he thought. Some relative of the dead person will come. They will try to shoot you, or the police come looking for you. Tex is a little bit like me, he said. He likes it here, out in the open fields, no one around, and nobody bothers you here. But he is like the others too. He wants to make a name for himself. He wants to rule this town. Aita used a large spoon to scoop some of the stew into a bowl. It was very hot. She put the stew on the table. Eat your dinner, she said. I'm not hungry. Put down your rifle, she said. It is clean enough. You never use it. Come eat. Daring Diablo dropped his cleaning cloth and put the rifle down. He got up from his chair and went to the table. Listen to me, woman. I know what I'm talking about. That Ottoman Turk has big plans for this place. He's got people working for him. New businesses have opened up. Soon the town will be twice as big. Then the police will start coming to Skulltooth. Someone will notice there isn't a sheriff. She put down a bowl of hot stew for herself. Then she brought over some bread. Maybe you could be the sheriff. He laughed.
Me? I am wanted man. The police are after me. I am wanted for many crimes. Then you need to stay hidden. Don't make a problem with a stranger. Darling Diablo tore a piece of bread, then tipped it in stew. The stranger already made the problem, he said. And tonight, I'm gonna fix it. Darling Diablo took his rifle and a bag. He got on his horse and rode into town. Most of the citizens of Skulltooth were indoors. The night was cold. He could see his breath in the air. Where is Tex? He asked a person on the street. The person was wearing an expensive jacket and new boots. He wants to know, the person asked, looking at Diablo. Diablo knew most of the people in town. He did not recognize the stranger. More and more new people, he thought. This growth has to stop. Do not know my name, Don Diablo? Then you must be new here. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not, said the man in the fancy jacket. But I asked you a question. Who are you? Darren Diablo was shocked. No one Skulltooth had ever spoken to him like this. I'm Neil Cruz. Folks call me Darren Diablo. That is a stupid nickname. If you don't know where Jack is, you don't need to know. Good evening. The man kicked a rock and walked away. Diablo wanted to jump off his horse and hit the man, but he took a deep breath and looked around. The Windy Plain saloon was well lit. He heard voices coming from inside. Since he was in town, he might as well get a drink. Look who is here, someone shouted when Diablo walked into the bar. Come sit down with us. The man who had shouted waved to Diablo. He was sitting at a table full of men. Diablo sat down. Why did you come into town tonight? They asked him. Diablo ordered a drink from Morty and told them his plan. After he told them, Diablo said, Now, I only need to know two things. Where is Tex and who wants to help me to kill him?